Blah. This news dropped today. This is friggin' huge. Huge. All right. This might go down in history as one of the greatest punk rock festivals of all time. It will go down. Whether anything of note happens at the sets, or if it's literally just about the fact that you have all of these bands consolidated, that on Saturday, June 8th, all of these bands will be in the same place sharing 1 to 3 stages. And I'll get to why I think it might be 3 in a second. 1 to 3 stages for a concert being put on by Goldenvoice, the legendary West Coast Goldenvoice. They're putting on a festival, and maybe it's going to be a new thing. I mean, fuck, Riot Fest, like check it out, man. Riot Fest must be seething with jealousy right now at this. I mean, look at this friggin' thing. No Values. Goldenvoice presents No Values, a brand new festival, man. And this is happening at the Pomona Fairplex. And somebody was telling me that this is where they used to have the Warped Tour dates used to happen there. And so, you know, I'm trying to figure out how could all of these bands share the bill. And there's probably going to be there's got to be multiple stages, which means, unfortunately, here's a caveat. 2 caveats with this thing. And I don't want to detract from how awesome this is going to be, because it's going to be fucking awesome. But 2 immediate caveats that come to mind. 1, you might have to choose what band you want to see, which would sort of defeat the purpose of having this truly be the ultimate ultra show if they're going to make you choose, which happens from time to time. And hey, listen, at the end of the day, logistically, like, how the fuck is everybody going to do a set? You know, I mean, it's just impossible. Some bands are going to have to play at the same time to make everything run smoothly. And 2, here's the other part. Most of these bands are probably going to play sets that are 20 to 30 minutes at most, and the bigger bands will get to play an hour, and then maybe the top 3 bands are going to play 90 minutes if you're lucky. No, they'll probably all play an hour, man. The big bands are probably all going to play an hour, the top build bands. So, I mean, that's a very small caveat, and it's all for $199. No Value. That's the greatest value. They should call this the greatest value. So again, I'd imagine the guys at Riot Fest are friggin' seething in jealousy right now. They're probably actually be like, I want to be there at this friggin' fest. Let me see if I can get close. Let's get closer up on this photograph here. Here we go. It's a little bit closer. So let's take a look at all the bands that are playing. We'll start at the bottom. So first off, you got Jello Biafra. He's the friggin' DJ. So you don't have he's not playing a set per se, and you don't have the Dead Kennedy guys with whoever their singer is playing. But yeah, Jello Biafra is going to be there too. You know, another fucking punk rock icon. It says Jello Biafra and more. It's an all ages show. Then you have the ska section. Okay. You have the friggin' ska. So who do we have right off the bat? One of my motherfucking favorite bands of all fucking time. I love this fucking band. Fishbone. Holy shit. Fishbone. You got Fishbone, Aquabats, the Selector, Hepcat, the Untouchables, and the Skeletons. Skeletons or Skeletones? I'd imagine they call themselves Skeletones, right? That is fucking crazy, dude. Then on the next tier, we got the Exploited. We have Fear with Lee Ving. We had Lee Ving on the show. Check out that interview we did with Lee Ving. The Adicts, L7, the Dickies, Agent Orange. I don't know who the fuck this is. I can't read that logo either. Adolescents, Dead Milkmen. Is this Crass, by the way? That looks like the Crass logo. Yeah, it is Crass. Of course it's Crass. Lawrence Arms. Not familiar with Lawrence Arms. Soul Glow. The Bronx. I've heard of the Bronx. You got Cro-Mags with Harley Flanagan. Shattered Faith. You have, I don't know who that is. And our boys, fucking Mourning Noise. Our Mourning Noise boys. Hell yeah, Mourning Noise boys. Fucking represent. That's fucking awesome. Then next up, you got ST, the Tendencies. They're playing. I can't say that word on YouTube. Vandals. You have Greg Ginn's version of Black Flag, which is, you know, I mean, look, it's cool that there's going to be a Black Flag set. It's going to be, but how much cooler would it be if it was Flag? I mean, this is still, listen, I don't want to take away from how cool that is. I mean, technically, semantically, that is the continuation of Black Flag going back to 76 in the eyes of many Black Flag fans. So the idea is this is the first time the Misfits are playing a show with Black Flag, but it's amazing how the Misfits are all the way up here and Black Flag is all the way down here. And that's probably, I wonder if Flag was there, would they be higher up on the totem pole? And of course, one of my all-time favorite fucking bands, we got fucking T.S.O.L. I'm so stoked that T.S.O.L. is playing the Viagra Boys, Cemetery Ceremony, the Jesus Lizard, and fucking Fidlar. So Greg from T.S.O.L., his fucking kids, Elvis and Max, they're in Fidlar. Fidlar, fucking amazing band. So I've seen all of these bands individually. I've seen all of these bands a whole bunch of times, some of them. Then I don't know, I'm not familiar with Joyce Banner. I don't know who that is. Then we have a Grayed Out band, and I guess they have not been confirmed yet, so they didn't want to wait on the announcement, but they blurred that out. And then, of course, you have the fucking Damned, and it's the Damned with fucking Rat Scabies, right? Power Trip, the Dillinger Escape Plan, two bands I could care less for. And now here we come to the upper echelon, and then we'll talk about how these are all ranked. And it's kind of like, I'm kind of annoyed with how they sort of, the billing here is a little, I feel like it's a little topsy-turvy. Like the Damned should be on the upper tier right here. They should like Turnstile should be down here and the Damned should be up there in my personal opinion. I'm trying to think. I think Iggy Pop should be where Social Distortion is. So you have Iggy Pop, fucking Iggy Pop. Now, here's the thing about Iggy Pop. Iggy Pop has such a fucking body of work, right? He has so many songs and so many like styles of music that he performs as Iggy Pop. You know that he's going to bust out a Stooges heavy punk rock set at this show. It's going to be a fucking gnarly, awesome friggin' punk rock set from Iggy Pop. So like, I mean, that's going to be fucking amazing. And then of course you have the motherfucking Misfits. So let's now, of course we're skipping over the fact you got fucking Sublime, dude. Fucking Sublime and the Misfits and Iggy Pop. Three, sometimes when people ask me like, what are your bands? Like bands that I count on a finger of like my favorite fucking bands. It's like the Stooges, the Misfits, Sublime, the Beatles, the Pixies, and I don't know, I'm trying to think of a few others. Like the idea that Iggy Pop is sharing a bill with fucking Glenn Danzig, Jerry Only, as well as the guys in fucking Sublime, Bud and Eric. Like this is blowing my mind. And then you also have the Damned. Do you understand? I'm shaking my computer. Do you understand how fucking crazy that is? Let me shake my computer more. Do you understand? I am shaking my computer. Emotions, craziness, wabadahooza. This is insane. The Misfits, Iggy Pop, fucking Sublime. Then, of course, you have Bad Religion, Social Distortion. I think Social Distortion's billing is a little high here. I would personally, if I had to change around this billing a little bit, Iggy Pop would be right next to the Misfits. Sublime would be in the Iggy Pop spot. I would put Social Distortion where Turnstile is, Bad Religion, and the Damned would actually be where Turnstile is. Then you'd have Bad Religion could stay where it is, and then you'd have Social Distortion down here. I think I would switch that around. And then on the next tier, on this tier, I would definitely have Black Flag, T.S.O.L, Fidlar, Fear, the Dickies. I didn't even mention that the Dickies are fucking playing, dude. And you have Agent Orange as well. I mean, God, what a fucking bill. I mean, this thing is chalked. This is chalk to the gills, man. Could you imagine what the backstage scenario is going to be like? Are we going to get collaborations? Is somebody from one band going to jump up and do a song with another band? Some people are calling this punk stock. Some people are saying, cool. Somebody else called it I'm trying to think. I got to go to my text message. What did he say that? What did Reed say? Reed called it Punkchella. I like that. This is Punkchella, okay? This is a crazy friggin' like people like no matter what version or iterations of some of these bands there might be. Like for instance, in the Adolescents, I don't think there are very many Adolescents in the Adolescents, right? Like it's not too many guys. Some of these bands are like, it's like one dude and then like a bunch of other players. But when it comes down to it, people will fucking like look back and be like, holy shit, do you remember when fucking the Misfits and Iggy Pop? Here's the thing. Iggy Pop is old, bro. I mean, Iggy Pop, you have to think too. Iggy Pop was there at the beginning. He is the fucking father. He's the godfather of this shit, dude. He was there in 1967, and here he is in 2024. The fucking king, bro. The king of the fucking dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some shit right there. And here he is playing with the fucking Misfits, dude. Like, that's fucking insane. That's fucking insane, bro. And Sublime is on the same fucking tier as Iggy Pop. Like, it just blows my mind. You know, and the idea that like the Damned and Black Flag are kind of on lower tiers and the Misfits is on this upper tier. It's just weird, man. And like, why am I talking about like these tiers? Because like all of that is fucking like, you know, bands fucking read into that shit. All of that is band politics. Oh, they're on this level and I'm on this level. You know, of course it's egos and whatnot. But you know, listen, let's not mince words here. Let's not make any let's call it what it is, man. Let's call it what it is. I mean, this is crazy. I'm just going to keep saying that for the next 10 minutes. This is crazy. This is crazy. But seriously though, you know, I'm on the East Coast. Would I like to go to the show? Of course I'd like to go to the show, but my God, I mean, I'm probably, it would probably cost about $1,000 to do this show right. And in the very very least, maybe $400. All depends on a variety of factors. I will probably not make it out to the show. It's also it's in June. Early June is going to be a very hectic time for me schedule wise. I'm not going to make it out here. Would they do an East Coast version of this? Probably not. This is all happening because it's on the West Coast and because Goldenvoice is doing it. In fact, you know, the reality is that this is happening because of Goldenvoice. You know, like, my God, my fucking God. $199 for all these bands. And, you know, it makes you wonder, like, what is everybody getting paid? You know, what are the guarantees here? You know, we know what the Misfits guarantees have been in the past. You know, what is everybody taking home in order to be on this fucking bill? You know, oh God, I'm so blown away. And to think there's one more band and we don't know who this band is. I'm sure we're going to find out. Is this a brand? Is this a one-off? Is this going to be a yearly thing? And most importantly, how could you ever top this? You couldn't. I think the only way to top this would be a Minor Threat reunion. Maybe if you had you'd have to have a Minor Threat reunion, or you'd have to have maybe Greg Ginn reunited with the other guys in Black Flag. That would never happen. Where are the Descendants, man? Where are the Descendants on this bill? Where are the CJs? You know, I mean, these are two bands that totally, I feel, would fit on this bill. And, you know, at the end of the day, you get who you can get. Maybe there's more coming. Maybe this is just the beginning. Maybe they're going to shrink some of these logos and names a little bit more because they have even more people. I still think it's really crazy that Social Distortion has such a high place. Like, why isn't Iggy Pop there? Fucking Iggy fucking Pop, dude. He's going to do such a punk rock set too. I mean, that's going to be legendary. Now, what would be really fucking cool is if Iggy Pop plays I Got It Right, or if the Misfits, who used to cover I Got It Right, how cool would it be if they covered I Got It Right? That would be fucking rad. Will the Damned perform their version I Feel All Right, 1970? They used to call it I Feel All Right, but the song is 1970. I mean, you have to imagine, like, you know, Iggy Pop has outlived everybody, dude. He outlived all of his bandmates. He's outlived all of the New York Dolls. He outlived Wayne Kramer, who just passed away. R.I.P. brother Wayne Kramer. He's outlived everybody, dude. He was there from the beginning. He's a contemporary of the Beatles. He's a contemporary of the Velvet Underground. He's a contemporary of the fucking MC5. He's a contemporary of the Doors. He's a contemporary of the Beach Boys. Iggy Pop was there at the fucking dawn. It's like the fucking first fish coming onto fucking land, walking around with all of us fucking mortals. As much as I revere Paul McCartney as a god, Iggy Pop is just as much of a god in my mind. I mean, my Lord, the fact that he is right there and he's right there with fucking Glenn Danzig, like sharing a bill. I mean, what a fucking great Jacob Noel, man. There you go. Look at all the fucking bands you're playing with, Jake. That's fucking insane, dude. That's fucking insane. Oh my Lord. Get them all, do like do a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame thing at the end. Have like Lee Ving come up, Jack Grisham, Dave Vanian, Iggy Pop, like have them all on the stage together, like singing I Want to Be Your Dog at the end with like Glenn Danzig. Sorry, I'm just like so geeking out over this. Like it really is. It's fucking amazing. Like the more I think about it, the more stoked I get. I probably won't get to see it though. Hopefully, I'm sure they're going to be, like I said, I'm sure whoever goes to this thing, I don't want to poke holes in anybody's excitement, but you're going to be forced. You're going to be forced to make decisions, and hopefully those decisions aren't painful. Like, for instance, I love T.S.O.L and I love Fidlar, and I would be heartbroken if I had to decide to see T.S.O.L over Fidlar or Fidlar over T.S.O.L. Obviously, the big six here are going to be one right after the other, right? And I imagine they're probably going to be all hour-long sets. Maybe Misfits get 90 minutes. Maybe Social D does. Maybe Iggy Pop does. I mean, Iggy Pop is as big as the Misfits and Social Distortion in logos, which makes me, those are always good signs of like who's doing what and where. So maybe Iggy Pop, I mean, think about that though. Three sets at 90 minutes apiece. I mean, that eats into the set times. These guys, maybe they're only going to get 45 minutes. It would have to be an hour. I'm going to call it right now. I'm going to say it's an hour. Now, as I mentioned before, what does what does all this cost, everybody? What does all this cost? Let's take a look at the ticket types. So check this out. Here's our ticket types. You have no values, and that's $199 plus fees. I think all in all, it's like $217 or something. Some value GA gets you parking, which is good. Hey, show day parking, that's important, man. More values is a limited edition show tee, 1 tee per ticket, dedicated entry lane into the show, and preferred parking. I mean, that's not bad. For $250, that's actually a pretty good deal, even still. Because here's the thing, the Misfits alone are charging $250 for a fucking ticket. So you're getting all of that for $250 plus a t-shirt to say that you were there. I mean, there's nothing better. So, wow. I mean, they've kept it really like kind of all things considered, considering the cost of anything, considering the cost of all sorts of things, they've made it relatively affordable. So you have to be, listen, if you're on the West Coast, if you can afford to spend anywhere from $199 to $249, it's quite clear that they have gone to extreme lengths to make this affordable for, people, because I feel like any other fest, like this would be this is $500, $600 in value. It's gotta be, man. It's gotta be. VIP, $400 for the VIP. This is insane. So you get a collectible pin, 1 4-pack per ticket. You get the show tee. You get extra shade and seating options. Ooh, special food and beverage offerings and air-conditioned restrooms. I mean, that, if I had the disposable income, if I had the money, $399 for a VIP ticket, I would pay $399 for that. I would. For this, absolutely. To have the time of my life. And look at this. They're even doing payment plans. I'm really not trying to sell anybody on this. I'm blown away. I'm fucking blown away. $49.99 down. They really, you know what it is? They really, really, really want to make sure that people can fucking wow. And you even get a 10-day grace period if you miss a payment. They really, you can use Klarna. They really want people to go to the show, and they want to make it easy. So between the lineup and the tiers pricing, all these things need to be considered when you're considering the show. And the fact that they make the payment plans what they are, I would say that like this is A+, assuming that the show goes well. And I want to hope and believe that it will go off without a hitch and be super well received. Maybe this will establish itself as the West Coast Riot Fest, right? I want to believe this is gonna just blow everybody out of the water. And again, I'm so stoked that even if I can't be there, I'm stoked that it's happening. I'm stoked to know that I live in an age and time where Sublime, the Misfits, Iggy Pop, The Damned, T.S.O.L, Black Flag, like Bad Religion, Fidlar, like all these bands, Fear, all of these bands are fucking playing together. The Dickies, I mean, it's just fucking insane, dude. Fishbone, oh, fuck, man. Fuck me. Fuck me for being on the East Coast. All right, that's enough. I've ranted enough. I had to get that off my chest. Thank you. Thank you for joining me tonight. We'll see you real soon with another show. Like always. Peace. Harry, are you going? Are you going to the show? If you're going to the show, what bands do you look forward to seeing the most? What are the bands that you want to see the most? Assuming that you can't see every band, assuming that there are going to be 3 stages, what are the bands you want to see? Pick out what your itinerary would be, assuming you can't see all of it. Okay. With that, peace, hair grease. Love y'all. We'll see you next time.